Now, President Uhuru Kenyatta has decried what he has termed as key national losses after the courts declared the clamour for constitutional changes through the Building Bridges initiative null and void. Now, Kenyatta said what he characterized as a constitutional moment had been lost due to political grandstanding, while terming the court's decisions as arrived at by a few judges in a backroom to deny Kenyans an opportunity to resolve historical issues that result in contested presidential elections every 5 years. And as Francis Gashuri reports, Kenyatta is confident that what BBI aimed at achieving will still be achieved in one way or the other.
The president arrived at Parliament buildings to deliver his 8th State of the Nation address on the eve of his exit from State House after a 2-term tenure. While some pundits argue that it could have been his last State of the Nation address, the president opted to delve at length on the collapse of Building Bridges initiative-driven constitutional changes.
If indeed Article 1 of the 2010 Constitution states that all sovereign power rests in the people of Kenya and can be exercised either directly or through their representatives, the people made their voices heard with regard to the First Amendment.
According to the president, the BBI project would have been a cure for national challenges that result in contested presidential polls every 5 years, with major consequences on the country's economy.
And the record of Parliament attests to the fact that the people of Kenya wanted a constitutional change, but a few individuals sat down in a back room and they decided otherwise. That said, and this being a house of records, I must record what we lost from the First Amendment, and I am doing this for parliamentary record and for posterity.
The first loss, according to the president, was an opportunity to resolve the challenge of lack of equality in representation and sharing of the national cake.
Our country has been in a constitutional moment since 2017. The only question is, what should we do with this constitutional moment? If we do not embrace it, how will it return to punish our nation? And if we embrace it, who are the winners and losers of that moment? That, honorable members, is the question before us today.
BBI had proposed an expanded executive with the president, deputy president, prime minister and 2 deputies, a move Kenyatta says would have enhanced inclusivity.
Honorable members, we cannot behave like the proverbial ostrich and bury our heads in the sand. A constitutional moment does not resolve itself simply by being ignored. The need for political stabilization is, I believe, the most urgent task facing Kenyans today.
The Constitutional Amendment Bill 2020 had proposed an increase of resources devolved to the counties from a minimum of 15% to 35% of the last audited accounts.
Had this amendment been adopted, counties would have by law received Kenya shillings 562 billion instead of the 316 billion allocated to them in the 2020-21 budget, an increase of over 75% of their current allocation.
With under 8 months to the general election, Kenyatta remained optimistic.
And for this reason, I want to believe, honorable members, that that which did not happen will happen.
But the president's decision to delve into the BBI question in his 234-page State of the Nation address sparked immediate reaction from lawmakers.
I want to request the president to actually listen to the people of Kenya, because we are not in any constitutional movement. The movement in our country is an economic movement. People are not interested in the changes in the constitution, even one iota.
Basically, to me, it is a challenge that he was throwing to us, that even if the High Court and the Court of Appeal did not favor us, we should look outside the box and see what we can be able to salvage, so that as we go to the next general election, we don't have the current formation whereby the winner takes it all, because that is the reason why people fight.
The president should not bother about and flog a dead horse. whoever will take the mantle, if his elder brother becomes the next president, then he can try to reset it, BBI. If another person takes over, the fate of BBI and constitutional amendment lies with the next administration and next parliament.
The two chambers of parliament proceed on a long recess this week and return in February next year. The failed Building Bridges Initiative project formed an integral part of President Uhuru Kenyatta's 234-page State of the Nation address this afternoon. After back-to-back losses at the High Court and Court of Appeal, the matter is currently before the Supreme Court. The president saying that which was not achieved through BBI will still be attainable in one way or another. The BBI project was a key component of the handshake between President Kenyatta and ODM Chief Raila Odinga, ostensibly to even the playing field ahead of next year's State House succession race. Francis Gashuri, Citizen TV.